Few contemporary filmmakers have blurred the boundaries between reality and nightmare as consistently and compellingly as David Lynch. Renowned for his distinctive cinematic voice, Lynch weaves together surrealism, horror, and dark humour to create worlds that unsettle, amuse, and captivate in equal measure. His work resists conventional narrative structure and instead invites viewers into a liminal space where logic dissolves and emotion reigns. From the eerie suburban underbelly of Blue Velvet to the dreamlike terror of Mulholland Drive and the bizarre Americana of Twin Peaks, Lynch manipulates genre conventions to explore the unconscious mind, societal repression, and the duality of human nature. This essay examines how Lynch deploys surrealist imagery, psychological horror, and moments of absurd or ironic humour to construct his unique cinematic language, one that challenges perception and lingers long after the credits roll. European cinema has had a profound influence on David Lynch's work, shaping his unique artistic vision and approach to storytelling. From the surrealism of Luis Buñuel to the psychological depths of Ingmar Bergman and the atmospheric minimalism of Michelangelo Antonioni, Lynch has drawn inspiration from the experimental techniques, existential themes, and evocative aesthetics of European filmmakers. One of the most significant influences on Lynch is surrealism, particularly the works of Luis Buñuel and Salvador Dali. The dreamlike and unsettling imagery of Buñuel's films, such as Un Chien Andalou and L'Âge d'Or, resonates strongly in Lynch's cinema. Much like Buñuel, Lynch uses irrational and fragmented narratives to delve into the subconscious mind, creating disorientating yet emotionally resonant experiences. This influence is particularly evident in Eraserhead, where Lynch crafts a surreal world that defies conventional logic, and in Mulholland Drive, which shifts seamlessly between reality and dreamlike states. His thematic explorations of existential dread and the fragility of human identity echoed the work of Ingmar Bergman. Films like Bergman's Persona 1966 and The Hour of the Wolf in 68 examined the disintegration of identity and the boundary between reality and fantasy, themes that recur in Lynch's films. Lynch's introspective focus on characters grappling with inner turmoil, as seen in The Elephant Man and Lost Highway, reflect Bergman's psychological depths and his exploration of the human condition. Michelangelo Antonioni's influence is most apparent in Lynch's use of silence, space, and atmosphere. Antonioni's L'Avventura and Blow Up are renowned for their slow pacing and focus on mood over plot, elements Lynch employs to create tension and unease. In Blue Velvet, for instance, Lynch lingers on seemingly mundane moments, such as the rustling of curtains or the hum of machinery, imbuing them with a haunting quality. Similarly, Antonioni's enigmatic and open-ended narratives can be seen as a precursor to Lynch's fragmented and ambiguous storytelling. Additionally, Lynch's fascination with the grotesque and the uncanny aligns with the German expressionist tradition, particularly films like Robert Wiener's The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. The shadowy, distorted visuals of expressionist cinema find their modern counterpart in Lynch's work. His visual style itself is a singular blend of the surreal, the macabre, and the mundane, creating a cinematic language that is both unsettling and oddly beautiful. His work feels like a waking dream or a nightmare, where ordinary scenes are tinged with eerie undertones, and the boundaries between reality and fantasy blur. This distinctive approach to storytelling has cemented Lynch as one of the most innovative and influential filmmakers of all time. At the heart of Lynch's style is his fascination with contrasts. He juxtaposes idyllic Americana with sinister undercurrents as seen in Blue Velvet, where the perfect lawns and white picket fences of a small town conceal a world of violence and depravity. His ability to make the familiar feel alien is central to his visual storytelling. He lingers on the mundane details, a slow spinning ceiling fan, flickering fluorescent lights, or the hum of electrical wires, imbuing them with an almost supernatural menace. These visual cues often serve to heighten tension and invite viewers to look deeper into the layers of his stories. His use of lighting and colour further emphasise his uncanny aesthetic. He frequently employs stark contrasts between light and shadow, inspired by film noir, creating a chiaroscuro effect that mirrors the moral ambiguity of his characters. Colours, particularly reds and blues, play a significant role in evoking mood. In Twin Peaks, for instance, the crimson of the Red Room amplifies its dreamlike and foreboding quality, while in Mulholland Drive, deep blues cloak scenes in mystery and melancholy. These carefully curated palettes lend Lynch's work a painterly quality, emphasising mood over realism. Another hallmark of his cinema and visual style is his embrace of the grotesque and the surreal. He populates his films with unnerving imagery, distorted faces, cryptic symbols, and abstract dreamscapes. In Eraserhead, the haunting black and white cinematography, paired with grotesque visuals like the deformed baby, captures capture the protagonist's anxiety and existential dread, Lynch is unafraid to venture into the uncanny, using disjointed imagery to elicit visceral, emotional reactions rather than provide straightforward explanations. By blending the banal with the bizarre, Lynch forces viewers to confront their own fears and desires, crafting a cinematic experience that lingers long after the credits roll. In Lynch's world, beauty and horror coexist, and nothing is ever quite as it seems. Lynch's body of work offers a profound and unsettling exploration of consciousness, delving into the hidden depths of the mind where dreams and desires and fears collide. Through his surrealist narratives, Lynch treats consciousness not as linear or rational, but as a fluid and fragmented experience. His films and television series often blur the lines between reality, dream states, and subconscious impulses, revealing the layers of human thought and emotion in ways that challenge conventional storytelling. One of the most infamous aspects of David Lynch's cinema is his mastery of the jump scare, a technique he uses sparingly but with devastating effect. Unlike traditional horror films where jump scares are often telegraphed with musical cues and rapid editing, Lynch lulls the audience into a false sense of security before delivering a shock that feels almost supernatural. The most famous example is the Winky's Diner scene in Mulholland Drive, in which a man recounts a recurring nightmare about a monstrous figure lurking behind the diner. As he investigates, the tension builds through the slow pacing and quiet dialogue, only for the deformed figure to suddenly appear, sending both the character and the audience into pure terror. This scare is so effective because it often plays on dread rather than anticipation. The character himself is afraid of what's coming, and Lynch makes us feel that fear, stretching the moment until the sudden reveal becomes almost unbearable. Other examples include Bob's sudden appearance behind the couch in Twin Peaks and the eerie, frozen-faced man behind the mask seen in Lost Highway. Lynch's jump scares are not just about momentary terror, they haunt the viewer, lingering in the subconscious long after the scene is over. Lynch also employs liminal spaces as psychological and narrative devices. The liminal spaces, those eerie transitional zones where reality feels unsteady, are central to David Lynch's work. His films and TV shows frequently immerse audiences in locations that blur the boundaries between the real and the surreal, the familiar and the uncanny. His liminal spaces often serve as thresholds between different states of being, waking and dreaming, life and death, sanity and madness. These spaces frequently act as sites of transformation, where characters experience profound shifts in identity, memory, and perception. Examples of this in Lynch's work include Twin Peaks' Red Room and The Waiting Room. The Red Room, a surreal space in Twin Peaks, epitomizes Lynchian liminality. Its crimson curtains, zigzag floor, and backwards-speaking inhabitants suggest a realm outside time and space. The Red Room is both a dreamscape and a purgatory, where characters receive cryptic messages and confront shadowy versions of themselves. It functions as a gateway between different realities, Agent Cooper's subconscious, the supernatural Black Lodge, and possibly death itself. The desolate, industrial settings of Eraserhead is a quintessential liminal space. The film's protagonist Henry drifts through an urban purgatory of dimly lit hallways, empty lots, and oppressive interiors. These environments evoke existential isolation and uncertainty, reinforcing the film's themes of anxiety and alienation. The domestic space, instead of offering comfort, becomes an unsettling in-between zone where reality distorts. Lost Highway features one of Lynch's most disorientating liminal spaces, the protagonist's house, which becomes a shifting, untrustworthy environment. Security cameras reveal impossible footage, and eerie videotapes document unknown forces infiltrating the home. Later, the highway itself, winding and endless and bathed in darkness, serves as a transitional space where identity dissolves and the protagonist undergoes a terrifying transformation. In Mulholland Drive, Club Silencio is a key liminal space. The club, with its ghostly blue lighting and illusionary performances, warns its visitors that everything is recorded, everything is an illusion. It marks the threshold where Naomi Watts' character transitions from a Hollywood dream into a nightmarish collapse of identity. The film's Hollywood landscape itself functions as a liminal dream space where personas shift and reality unravels. Inland Empire is structured as a labyrinth of liminal spaces, endless corridors, empty houses, and flickering TV screens that mirror its protagonist's fractured subconscious. The film collapses past, present, and future into a single shifting nightmare, reinforcing the idea that Lynch's liminal spaces are not just physical but psychological. These spaces provide disorientation and unease, Lynch uses them to evoke a sense of instability, making the audience question what is real. Many of his characters undergo shifts in selfhood within these spaces, losing their grip on reality. His liminality suggests that beneath everyday reality lies a deeper, more enigmatic world. His work suggests that the most unsettling places aren't otherworldly. They are the thresholds between the unknown and the known, the self and the other, waking and dreaming. Lynch's surrealism and use of juxtaposition create a uniquely unsettling atmosphere, where horror and humour often coexist. His work thrives on dream logic, irrational behaviour, and a collision of familiar settings with bizarre elements, producing emotional dissonance. In Blue Velvet, the sunny facade of suburbia masks the grotesque violence, making the contrast both terrifying and perversely funny. Similarly, Twin Peaks employs uncanny characters and cryptic dialogue, such as the dancing dwarf in the Red Room, that are simultaneously eerie and absurd, evoking nervous laughter alongside existential dread. Lynch's characters frequently deliver stilted lines or react inappropriately, generating tension through tonal dissonance. In Mulholland Drive, the cowboy's stiff performance and enigmatic presence are equally laughable and menacing. Lynch amplifies these contradictions through his sound design. Romantic or nostalgic music often underscores scenes of brutality or stillness, adding to the surreal confusion. By refusing to let the audience settle into one emotional response, Lynch blurs the boundary between comedy and horror. His work invites us to laugh, but uncomfortably, aware that the humour arises from the same strangeness that unsettles us. In Lynch's world, fear and laughter are two sides of the same uncanny coin, revealing the absurdity at the heart of darkness. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for notifications. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.